streaming.
Are we good?
Yeah, so I'll just do the test here. Okay, should be online soon.
Okay.
Okay, we
I'm gonna
start a
pull
little
up
bit
the.
late. Yeah, but we have
Yeah, that's
technical
fine.
issues.
Do you know if
Uh,
there's a way to just show the chat and not have me like look at the stream?
uh, yeah, why not? Like we can like regularly just show your icon. We don't need to look at you if you have issues.
Oh no, no, just like on my end, I'm trying to see if there's like a way where I can just like view the chat.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can like look through phone or the currently you're frozen. Your image is frozen, so I just see you frozen.
Oh really? Let
Yeah,
me
yeah. I'm looking it. So yeah, you have some issues. Maybe with connection, maybe with. So one to
is
says
it
hi, hi one
is
to.
it better now?
Yeah, we are online. Yeah, we are live.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we have.
I just restarted my webcam, so hopefully that
Okay, we don't rush like just this is more like as I said to you like before we start streaming like casual talk
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
between a neurotic developer and a normal sane developer.
I don't know if I'm totally sane. I don't know if anyone that does solo development is
So
sane, honestly.
I'm gonna honestly say, be honest and say like the reason like I was late. We had scheduled like 15 minutes. Like code downloaded. Hello. Yeah. Bye bye. But not like bye bye goodbye. No, like hello. Sorry. Uh, so I was late because I was working and I was
Oh,
entering
okay,
some
no worries.
problem and I couldn't stop myself. So I was just like fast to grab, eat something, and like rush to the interview. Okay, we're trying. We're trying to get image from the Noah. So yeah, I need to introduce him. So we have Noah, some humble onion, and hopefully we gonna see him soon. I hope. Do you
Hey, I
hear
think
me?
I
Yeah.
disconnected there for a sec. My bad.
So if I'm correct, Noah will talk about his new game, Mushi Come Home. Am I correct?
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
Okay. And yeah, we're gonna talk generally of development, indie development, solo development, and I like hopefully he will share with us.
Yeah, I'm really just happy to kind of talk all things about the game, and I did bring like a short demo video. I'll have to figure out how to show that. I guess I could like share my screen here.
So code
Um,
unloaded ask like will we see any Mushi gameplay? Uh,
yeah, yeah, we will.
yeah, we will.
I have a short little demo video. I wanted to be able to show you guys more, but the area I'm working on right now is just kind of it's a work in progress, you know.
It's always work
Um,
in progress.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. So we'll see. I tried to show a little bit of new stuff that I haven't really shown. I recently had my first round of playtests for Mushi Come Home, and it went really well, and I got some great feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really just been making huge changes to the level design because of all that feedback. So yeah, a lot of the stuff you're gonna see is kind of incomplete. I had
Mm-hmm.
this huge level that was basically done, and now I'm just kind of redoing a lot of it because of the feedback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is my webcam good now, by the way?
No,
I
no,
should
no.
I've
You
turned it
see
on. It
like
should
OBS
be.
screen. Uh,
Oh, I see.
I can wait you like if you have issues.
Yeah,
Mm.
it should be on now. But yeah, I
Oh
only see
yeah,
the OBS
here you
screen
are.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're laggy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, is it really laggy?
Yeah, but like I don't know, like people hear you well. Like guys answer
Okay.
like if you hear him well, me too. So that's the most important part here, and I
Yeah,
think the sharing
if
of
that's
the game
important.
will be also smooth.
Yeah, hopefully.
Mm,
If the microphone is like super laggy, or sorry, the camera, I'll turn it off for now.
yeah, yeah, you can like go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess to start off, if anyone like has any questions um about the game, I can answer those, but I guess just moving forward, I mean, do you want to just kind of like get to know me as a developer, or just kind of like,
So
hear
my
about.
rule in these talks we have like is basically like people know what they should tell, you know. So what you feel like? Is this like talk about Mushi or it's talk about you like or bot? Like you just like if you want like we can start with some generic question like you know like to open the team like and we can talk about the as I said like Mushi or we can talk like your general story about game development. What I actually like to ask people most of the time is basically like how you start to develop because people like most people I met who are developers like have these stories that are like in line of like something random happened and I just like I wanted to like always of course to make games and something random happened like some pieces aligned and I just
Yeah.
start doing that like it's not like organized like there's like not many people who are like okay I wanted to go school like take internship in the gaming industry. You know, there are people like that, but like most indie developers, they don't have that path. You know, it's
Yeah,
something
that's
like
very true.
yeah. So what's your story?
Well, I guess for me, honestly, it's kind of similar. I was in school, I was studying computer science,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in my last year, my last semester, and this was like right when COVID hit. So this was 2020 spring, my
Mm-hmm.
last semester of college, and honestly, I just did not like computer science.
Mm-hmm.
Coding just wasn't for me until I started getting into game development. So I was taking this web programming class,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of had this free reign project where my professor was like, "Look, just do whatever as long as it involves JavaScript." So I was like, "All right, it's my last semester in college. I'm gonna do something fun. I'm gonna make a web-based platformer game." And yeah, man, it just kind of like really picked up from there. I started playing around with this game. I was developing it in a framework called Phaser 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this JavaScript framework.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I was super, super in love with it. I was like, wow, I'm actually enjoying programming for the first time my whole degree.
Mm.
And so yeah, I really enjoyed that experience developing a game on my own. And once I graduated, I had like this job kind of lined up for me, but because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
that entire like job just kind of fell flat. So I decided, okay, well, I've got this like free time. The world's on fire right now, basically. I can't work at this job. I'm gonna try to make my own game. And I pretty much just spent like all that time learning game development. And funny thing is, I actually wasn't even working on Mushi Come Home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was working on a totally different game in a completely different game engine called Godot, and it was like this 2D pixel art life sim kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked on that for like 6 or 7 months, just full time. Like I really powered through it. I quit my job towards the end of the development of that game. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is what I want to do full time. I'm going to try to make it work. And I kind of just had to give up on the game shortly after that because I realized, hey, this game's going to take me years to finish. And that's not cool, that's not going to be good. I need to work on something that isn't going to take me like 3 or 4 years to finish. So around 2021, I kind of started right at the beginning of that year. I kind of picked up Unity. I started teaching myself Unity and like Blender, just 3D modeling, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And yeah, I made a short little game that's up on itch.io. It's like an Adventure Time themed game. It
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like my first experience with Unity in 3D. And it was a lot of fun, man. I really, really loved it. I realized I really want to work on 3D games just because I love exploring like 3D environments and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, around like June or so, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of started getting really seriously developed in Mushi Come Home. And that's what I've been doing full time since then. I mean, this is definitely the farthest I've ever gotten in a game before, and it's actually like a game where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel
Mm-hmm.
because it's meant to be a short game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping to have it done this year, towards the end of this year. And I think that's just kind of possible because I decided to make a shorter game, basically. It's definitely still an ambitious project, you know. I think any solo development game is ambitious,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think you as a game developer, you can totally relate. I mean, making long games can be really, really draining, especially with a small team.
Yes. Most developers like have experienced that the first game was too big, you know.
Exactly.
And it's really hard to start small, like because like you also need probably some experience and designing
Right.
also in general experience to make something simple but effective. You know what? So most of people start really big. Like I'm gonna build this big game with big world, big big story, big everything.
Right.
Content. So it's a trap for many developers at the start, at
It
least.
really is.
Mm. But I think
I
it's a
think it
part
is.
that people need to. It's a breaking point, because you start big
Right.
and you most definitely will fail. And that's the
Right.
breaking point, I think, for the people when they need to decide, okay, do I still want to, like, is this something I'm gonna learn from and continue, or I give up.
Exactly.
Mm.
And I think most people kind of just end up giving up because they chose the super ambitious path way too early.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to kind of fail early on if you can so that you can learn from that mistake and just pick yourself up and realize, okay, I need to do something a little smaller. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
need to do a few small projects to kind of get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I did with my first Unity game. I made it in like a month, and you can beat the game in like, 10, 15 minutes. It was just
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, something really simple and something to kind of see a start and an end. I think that's really important for new game developers. We all have that idea of, oh, my first game is going to be my dream game,
Yeah.
and it really doesn't need to be that because it doesn't need to be that complicated. You should definitely start slow and really just take baby steps. And that's kind of just what I learned, it's very common in indie game development. I
Mm-hmm.
basically failed, after working on my first game for like 6 or 7 months. And there's a lot of lessons still to be learned from that, I think. So even if you end up taking a longer time to fail, don't give up. You should still learn as much as you can from that experience and move on from it and keep creating. Um, I just think it's really important, honestly, if you are creative, to keep creating, keep
Mm-hmm.
pushing yourself and just don't really rely on motivation. Because motivation really just comes and goes, man. You really have to rely on discipline, and it's not easy.
It's
It's
like
really not easy.
that Nick Cave song "Push the Sky Away." Just
What song is it?
"Push the Sky Away." Like it's a song from 2013 album. It's a song like in basically whenever you are, you need to
Yeah,
keep on pushing. Like even like whatever are odds, or if you are on the top, or you like achieved everything you want, just keep on pushing. Push the sky
exactly,
away. Yeah. So
exactly.
it's like it's a battle, in a sense. Like you need that. Do you think you need that drive to like be constantly pushing forward to be a developer, or is it just like good, convenient, uh,
I
uh,
think
how you say, like characteristic?
I think you definitely do need that drive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not always going to be there, so you can't rely on it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think one thing that's good to have is passion, and that's going to really allow you to continue to work on your game even at the roughest points. Because there are definitely days, weeks where I'm booting up Mushi Come Home in Unity, and I'm like, oh my God, man, I don't want to work on this right now. I've
Mm-hmm.
just been working on it so much, you kind of just get into that crunch habit, and you start kind of falling into that burnout a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
really have to you really have to pull yourself out before you do. Um, and I think the way you do that is by having a true passion for your project.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, I think it's a mixture of discipline and passion. The
Mhm.
drive is kind of like motivation, you know, it's just going to kind of come and go, and it's good to have, but again, you can't rely on it to get things done.
Mhm.
That's just kind of what I've learned from experience in game development, and I'm sure it can apply to really anything in life that, you know, you're passionate about.
I
But
agree. I agree, but
yeah,
yeah, you need to take care of burnout, and I don't know, like I can't relate much on the question of how you say it, like I feel I can work always, you know. Like
right.
that's maybe not a problematic part, like but it's probably like just me, but I think there is a moments when you like start working on something too much, you know. In a sense, you yeah, discipline beats motivation, of course.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there is,
absolutely.
I think, like I have at least this crazy drive to like take like small, like really non-important thing in the game and try to polish it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
me
and
too.
like the moment, like, do you have these moments like you can't get answered? Like I think that's the basically like happening to all developers, like games or not. But like, are you get upset like when you can't figure out some problem
Yeah,
and spend
absolutely.
like too much time to solve it?
I definitely do that too, and I think in the beginning of Mushi Come Home's development,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it was really slow because I was doing that a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
it was mainly just because I was still pretty new to Unity and 3D, so all these small things I would just really try and polish and perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a bad habit because I look back on it now and I'm like, wow, I completely threw out that system that I spent like 2 months working on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Mushi used to have this climbing system that was totally different than the one today. So back then, Mushi would be able to basically climb on any surface that you kind of jump onto.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting rid of that, and instead now it's kind of like this hook that you latch onto the surface and you do a jump instead of you kind of climbing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent so long on that first climbing system trying to polish it before I was even like working on the world of the game. I spent way too much time on it. And yeah, again, like it was a waste of time, you know. And I do that a lot too, man. I
Mm-hmm.
get stuck
Mm-hmm.
on a small feature and I'll keep polishing and polishing it. And
Mm-hmm.
one way I've kind of broken out of that recently is I just have a lot more strict schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have like I'm gonna do this task on these days, and if I don't get it done by then, I'm just gonna move on, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to come back to it when I
Mm-hmm.
have more time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of it just kind of helps you stay on top of yourself, especially as kind of like a solo developer. It's really difficult because I don't have any publishers right now or anything. Any like
Every
there's like
aspect of
some
game
external
depending
deadlines.
of you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And yeah, you got to be really careful with that because
Mm-hmm.
it's really easy to kind of follow into some bad habits and just get stuck polishing some things. Like the game developer for Stardew Valley, Eric Baroni.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he spent like 4.5 years developing Stardew Valley, and he talks about how a lot of that time was just him kind of, you know, working on small systems too much, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have anything holding him accountable
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
all that time. And obviously it really worked out for him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
still, you know, he might have been able to get the game out sooner. And so it's just kind of stuff like that, man. I think that a lot of us game developers fall into, and it's always just kind of good to spread that awareness. If there's any game developers watching this right now, I mean, I hope that, you know, you're able to learn from some of the bad habits that us current developers kind of fall into.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's really common. It's really common, and it's just not not safe.
Mm. Yeah. So when we are already on Mushi's story, like I
Yeah,
promised you, kinda not promised, but told you like I want to be ignorant for the game, but I saw some
yeah,
videos on Twitter, and it's like I see like, and you mentioned earlier in the talk, like you like 3D games, 3D. This is 3D platformer. Like,
yeah.
is it like inspiration from, I don't know, Mario 64, and forward? Like, is this like
Um,
that kind of game, or
I
does
would.
this game actually bring something else, something different?
Well, I'm trying to. I really am trying to bring something different. It's definitely
Mm-hmm.
not some groundbreaking, game design going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would say it's honestly because it's a much more casual, play at your own pace kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not much of a platformer. I like to call it light platforming. So there's
Okay,
definitely some
so
light platforming aspects
I'm just playing
that you'll
ignorant
find around the
here.
world.
So it's more like Journey.
Yeah, I guess you could kind of compare it more to Journey.
Okay.
Journey's definitely much larger. And I honestly I never got to play it fully, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure how involved the like dialogue and the story was in that game. Um, but with Mushi at least, there's like kind of like a much more straightforward storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot more characters that you meet and interact with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, like there's light platforming, if you go off trail and things like that, you'll find kind of areas to explore, and
Mm-hmm.
some of those areas might require you to do some light platforming or light puzzle solving.
Mm-hmm.
I pull a lot of puzzle designs and inspirations from like the Zelda games. But honestly, my biggest inspirations for the game would have to be Pikmin. I just love the Pikmin series,
Oh yeah, the
specifically one and two.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those
You
those are
you're
like my
talking
all-time
about
favorites.
Pikmin, or
Yeah, yeah, Pikmin on the Pikmin 1 and 2 came out on the GameCube, and then Pikmin 3 came out on the Nintendo Switch
so I need
and
to
Wii U.
be sure we, yeah, okay. I saw like in your background you have Pikmin.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Also
love
you have
Pikmin.
a wolf goddess from Mononoke Hime.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Studio
I
Ghibli
get
stuff
that
too.
detail. Like, yeah, you're anime fan.
Absolutely,
Well,
man.
Mononoke Hime is like, it's like classical movie more than
Oh, it
like,
really is.
it is like, I remember it as a kid, like it's such a beautiful movie, and the fluency in that anime is like incredible.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, a lot of those Ghibli movies are I'm a huge fan. And I
Mm-hmm.
even pull inspiration from that movie too, Princess Mononoke, because there's kind of like some forest spirit aspects. So
Mm-hmm.
Mushi Come Home does take place on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
but it's basically long after humans have died out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the
So
forest
it's the
has kind of
similar like,
reclaimed.
we do in Cold Age, but like we have different like outcome.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of is like that. And I love that post-apocalyptic Earth kind of vibe because people can take it and do so many different
Mm-hmm.
things. Like you guys have gone in a whole different direction than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that
You
happen in a
basically
bunch of
are
other games and
so
it's
far in the future, like the terraformed, like
right,
the Earth terraformed. Like we have different Earth,
right.
like for like the civilization that like our game run in the ruins of civilization, and in your game, civilization is basically fossils and fuel.
Yeah, basically
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the civilization kind of like in my game is I kind of just like to think of them as like sentient plant life.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Mushi, for example, is like this sentient little mushroom. And you'll find a lot of creatures like that have just kind of formed with bonds with animals and plants and have become sentient essentially. So a lot of the NPCs are like that, and you'll find just kind of like debris and remains from the human life.
Mm-hmm.
Like little giant bricks or like cans and bottles and stuff like that. You'll see that kind of scattered around just to kind of give you hints that okay, this is Earth. This is I clearly know these objects, but there's no humans around, and there are these like weird creatures everywhere. So it's kind of taken like more of a I kind of took more of like a reclaimed um direction, I guess, with like that post-apocalyptic theme.
Mhm.
And Pikmin did the same thing basically. I pull a lot of inspiration from Pikmin on that. Because in Pikmin, you basically come to Earth way after humans have died out, and it's just like totally different. Um, it's just like a lot more naturey, basically. So that's kind of the setting for Mushi Come Home.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, just like getting back to the game design, like there is some light platforming and light puzzle solving. I don't really pull inspiration from Mario 64, but I do pull a lot from Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah,
That's
but I was thinking like more 3D platformers when I mentioned Super
yeah,
Mario. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I
Mm.
definitely try to take some inspiration from those, and I tried not to go too crazy. So like Mushi's movement, there's gliding,
Mhm.
there's like the hook climb,
Mm.
and there's also one more movement which is just kind of like a sprint to help you get around the map quicker.
Mhm.
And that's really about it. There's no like spin jumps, there's no belly slides, there's no like,
Yeah, there's
crazy
no.
backflips. So
Mm.
it's not like a super intense platformer like a Mario game would be. It's a lot more casual than that because I kind of want it to be played by just all kinds of people, whether you like, shooters or platformers or narratives. This is kind of just a game I'm hoping people will take a break with,
Mm.
and try something a little different that just kind of picks elements from all kinds of genres.
So maybe some
Um,
kind of more fluent gameplay, like
no, yeah,
you
pretty much, yeah.
yeah, like without like more casual, but like fluent in the sense like you don't like stop on places and return and go and like reach breaks limits and like start to push. Like it's more like relaxing gameplay than like challenging.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more relaxing.
Mhm.
There are some side adventures that you'll kind of go on
Mhm.
that basically break you out of that loop of, relaxation, open exploration.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
they break you out of that loop and you basically go on these little unique adventures, and those require a little more attention, maybe a little more platforming, a little more puzzle solving, and it kind of picks you back up again as you're playing. So there's kind of like this balance of okay, you're chilling, you're exploring at your own pace.
Mhm.
Oh, now you got to do this little adventure to kind of progress further. It's going to be a little more involved. The storyline is a lot more unique, and the gameplay for some of those adventures are just more unique overall. There's only that thing that you can do in that adventure. I'm just kind of speaking, generically here, but that's kind of the idea. So yeah, it's really just like a mix of casual gameplay and also a little more challenged and focused gameplay here and there.
Mm.
But I try not to add too much, because my right now my audience is mostly like cozy gamers and
Mhm. Mhm.
casual gamers. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to accommodate to them, but I also want there to kind of be challenges for people who play a little more challenging games, such as myself. I do both.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so yeah, trying to find a balance there with Mushi Come Home has been a definitely a struggle, and test plays are essential, I think,
Yeah.
to really
Mhm.
find that balance.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like
Uh,
test plays are just so important.
yeah, they are. They are like basically you need to expose yourself like to see where is the problem, if there is a
Exactly.
problem, and to yeah to check things. So are we gonna see some of Mushi or
Yeah, yeah. I could
yeah
do some I could do a screen share of this demo video I've got here.
yeah let's do that yeah let's
All
see.
right, let me get it set up here.
Mhm.
So this I was actually getting this video ready this morning,
Okay.
and I was rendering it and the software crashed.
Ah.
It just straight up crashed. So I ended up putting it together really quickly right before you called me.
Mhm.
So it's not very well edited. I'm sorry about that. Just
No problem. Like I'm sure like people and we will see the qualities of
yeah,
Mushi. Yeah, I think
let me pull
Twilight
it up here.
Princess is agreeing with me. Just show us.
Yeah, no, thanks to everyone who's like in the chat right now and just here
Yeah, we
watching.
have
I
a really
really
live chat. Like I didn't get to welcome everyone, but welcome people
yeah, welcome
and thank
everyone.
you like for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice for you guys to be here. I'm happy to honestly just share. more about my game and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of talk about it in general. I feel like I haven't gotten the chance to do this yet. So
Yeah, but
so thank you,
that's the
man.
general problem with indie developing, and when you're publishing alone, like when you don't have company to do that job for you, so exposure is
Exactly.
always so that's one of the reason we wanted to create this network. You know, not network, but like just circulate with other indie developers and like share our our stories, our games, like just to connect people
Yeah.
and yeah.
No, I love it, man. That's why I love the indie game community. Oftentimes I'll come across some really cool devs and it's really interesting to hear their stories and just kind of get to socialize there, you know. I love talking all things game dev, so
Mm.
all right, let's see here. Okay.
Oh.
Are you able to see it now?
Yeah, I'm maining that screen, and we have
Hopefully it's pulling up the
pause in the Discord.
oh, it paused, sorry.
Uh,
Let's see here. Stream paused.
okay, stream is ended. Oh, we have a new one. Okay, I'm waiting. We'll see. Do you hear me? Oh no, I think we lost him. Or maybe I'm. No? So Noah, if you hear me, please like respond. Okay. I think we lost Noah. So we had some technical issues before we start the stream. I hope he will return soon. Yeah, we lost connection with him. I lost connection with him. Oh, you're here?
Hey,
Oh,
hey, yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah.
Hey, sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, I understand. Like the
I think it
yeah,
might have crashed. But yeah,
he's
I can get
back,
the
guys. He's back. Relax, he's back.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
This should be much better. I just switched computers like really quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Sorry. Just give me a second to switch on the Mushi. Oh.
yeah.
Oh. Here we are.
All right. Nice. You
Okay.
guys can see it. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now
So
give
again,
me a
this is
sec.
just
Yeah.
this is kind of just like a rough gameplay footage. I might talk through it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of cut out some of the dialogue you're gonna have in the game just because I want to save that. Um,
No, looks really nice now.
I appreciate it, man.
Mm.
So this is has the I have this kind of like
Oh.
3D pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hook climb there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it just happens automatically. So as long as you just jump onto a climbable surface, Mushi will automatically like latch on.
So can you
And
like climb in like much taller like area like on that?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
there are upgrades. You'll be able to upgrade that hook. Right now you only get one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but you'll be able to upgrade it throughout the game.
Oh, yeah, nice, nice, really nice. Tell me, like, okay, you did all the models, all the coding.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Everything but the music.
yeah, I wanted to ask the music, like, you music find somewhere or?
Yeah, no, the music is done by a super talented guy. His he goes by Fail Positive. Um and he wrote this first track. He did the music for the trailer I did.
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to do all the music for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he also helps with the sound design a little bit. I do most of the sound design, like all the sound effects and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of helps me out there as well sometimes and gives me pointers.
Mm-hmm.
So here Mushi is gathering a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
If you grab this pencil and you go give it to that NPC over there.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, these are all test models. If you give that pencil to the NPC, you'll get access to something called the mycology journal.
Okay.
Oh, this is a little puzzle.
So, oh, cool.
You'll kind of find like very simple puzzles like that around the world. And
So
if you kind of
mycology
complete them,
book is like about fungi, or
yeah. So you'll be able to learn about mushrooms in the real world. All these mushrooms you see in the game are real life mushrooms. So if you encounter them while you have the mycology journal, you'll be able to open it up and kind of read about it. And a lot of it's still work in progress, like this text here and
nice.
stuff.
Oh, nice.
But it has like this little interactive viewer in there as well that you can use.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is like a more completed version. This one right here.
So what
And yeah.
mushroom is mushi?
That's actually a good question. Mushi kind of took inspiration from this mushroom called the amanita, which is actually a psychedelic. It's kind of funny.
I know the mushroom. I know a little bit about mushrooms. When I was kid,
Oh, really?
We go to the forest and like I know in my place edible mushrooms and
Oh, that's awesome.
one, yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the mushroom
I have
that I took inspiration for.
In the people here in Serbia, it's called more like roughly translated crazy man mushroom, you know?
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's one word, yeah. So it's like I can't translate it. It's like it's like when you say to someone Serbian, like you can recognize the word, even if you don't hear it
Right.
before. Yeah, it's kind of obvious, but like. It's like the one that make you crazy. I think that's the more accurate translation.
Like translation.
Yeah.
Right.
But I like that touch, like you like connected the real world, like the fungis with the characters. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is
that-
kind of like So one thing to note actually is you don't have a map in Mushi Come Home because you are lost. I kind of wanted to play a part of that. So
Okay.
You kind of have to create a mental map of your own using these landmarks, like those giant like Japanese lanterns. And also the music kind of plays dynamically, so that kind of helps you get some cues.
Also, change music when you're in different area.
Yeah.
No?
Right now we just have this one song, so it plays throughout this area here, but the instruments kind of come and go, so that kind of changes a little bit.
So what you use for like changeable music? Did you use F mod or something?
Yeah. We use Fmod, which is super awesome tool, man. I just got into it.
Yeah, we use F mod. Actually, we had a guy like who is like musician and knows like code, and we had actually.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really fine tool. Yeah.
It really is. So here you'll see when you come across a new mushroom, it's grayed out. So you have to kind of go back to the mycologist and get it researched. And that's just kind of an idea I'm still playing around with. I'm not sure if I'll make you go back every time. I'm still kind of experimenting with it. But right now, the main goal of this area is you need to get through that tunnel where that lizard was. And the lizard won't move unless you give it food. So you find out, okay, there's some blueberries in the area. And so you're kind of just trying to gather these blueberries. This guy, for example, was selling his blueberries for 60 rocks each. So you have to go and find a bunch of these rocks, which is what Mushi's mining. It's kind of like the coins of Mario
like
in my game.
In Zelda
Yeah, exactly. And they'll have multiple purposes. You'll use them for trading mostly, but like for this area, you're mainly trading them for these blueberries. But you can explore these areas all at your own pace freely. There's kind of that trail there to keep you back on track if you get lost, but for the most part, you'll be able to find your way back pretty easily. I've really shrunk the map. It used to be really, really big, and my test players got super lost. They spent like 2 hours just beating this level that was not supposed to take 2 hours. So I've really shrunk that.
So do you think like restriction is the answer here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
So that path, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a blocked path with a bunch of sticks.
Yeah, I remember.
So that was there's a whole other second half to this entire level that I ended up cutting off basically, to just kind of shrink the level. And I think that's going to really help out. I'm having another round of playtests hopefully sometime next month, and I'm hoping that the playtesters catch that and see that okay, this is a lot more easy to follow because the map is smaller. So this whole area here is pretty it's pretty empty right now. I'm still working on it, so I'm not showing too much.
Well, you're showing a lot. Like I see, like well, yeah. I had to talk with like our owner
Yeah.
today about like when I was making like some old game and it's like on each like really like simple top-down shooter and I made just like circles, squares and triangles
Right.
like and just change
Right.
like change colors and then that's all you see and I started making it and my girlfriend was like what is that and I explained this is the game like it's gonna be and she couldn't see it like
Right.
and Simon like today taught me like basically like the developers have different like mind to see
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so I see a lot of stuff here actually like possibilities and you know and it's really
Absolutely,
cool
man.
world. Yeah, it's really cool world and like it's worthy of exploration. Like it's calling you to explore.
Oh no, I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
definitely the vibe I'm trying to give off.
the graphics you did a really good job with it. They're like we can say like okay they're simple graphics but like they're really good done, well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
And
man.
like they're pleasing to eyes, you know, and you don't see some glitchings, you know, and they have
Right.
some like they have some like appeal.
Oh, I appreciate it,
Sorry, I
man.
was distracted for the moment. Shael, if I'm saying correctly, asked like when he or she can buy Mushi already.
He said no marble.
Marble.
I want to buy Mushi already. Yeah, hopefully Mushi is going to be done in fall of this year. That's really what I'm aiming towards. And I've got a pretty strict deadline and a pretty strict schedule to kind of follow to make sure I hit that. So it's looking like the fall release is going to be very, very possible. Um, yeah.
That's
So
cool.
so
What
definitely look forward to
platforms?
that. What was that? I'm sorry.
What platforms?
Right now, it's just confirmed for Steam, PC, and Mac, but I'm also kind of hoping to get it on consoles, and that's going to kind of happen if I decide to make a deal with the publisher. I'm still not totally sure on that, to be honest. But yeah, right now it's just PC. I can't really talk too much about this, but
Okay.
I am in talk with some people, so just know there might be a possibility of it coming to a platform without a publisher. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Okay. Good luck.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And yeah, earlier on, I was just showing off. You don't have to play with that pixelated look. It's totally optional. So right now, I've basically, well, it's not disabled in that little viewer, but it's disabled in the rest of the game. So this is just kind of what it looks like without. But yeah, that's basically it, man. I didn't really record much more after that, but that's just kind of a small little taste.
Well, looks
So.
incredible. Like really.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I
So
really appreciate it.
just portions of the game of the world like through Twitter. But now when I saw like more of the game, like looks really cool. Really
Oh, thank you, man.
good job, great job. Like this is
I appreciate it.
really.
Yeah, I just I hope I'm able to carry that energy.
It will. You know, I think like you won't stop your creativity, and you'll
Thank you, man.
produce something even better.
Well, and same to you guys. You guys are working on some really amazing stuff. I mean, I just had kind of discovered it when you first contacted me, but I mean, seriously, the game is looking awesome. I mean, especially it's
Thank
like it's a deck builder and everything. I mean,
we don't know anymore what it is. Like we trying to make something new here, you know, because our owner like really want to do what he want to do. You know, it's not like we don't have
Right.
constraints. Like, and that's like that's something you really need to appreciate in indie development. You know, indie development is more unstable. you know,
Yeah.
job wise. You don't know will stuff succeed. But I had a similar talk with a guy who made our music,
Hmm.
and we had the talk about like how uh, when you make things too much commercial, in a sense, like the company needs to like have investment that will be successful. you know
Right.
you have restrictions of creativity, in a
Yeah.
sense. We're trying to make basically interactive comic book. So basically you have stickers and you try to make comic book, and while you're creating a comic book, you create your game, your story, and your
That's
progress.
awesome.
Yeah. We started basically as a deck builder. uh, we had a lot of iterations. We
Hmm.
went really agile, and tested a lot of ideas, and we had a problem. And this is correct. We are like constantly innovating.
Yeah.
So it was like really, and like I also wanted to ask you about that. Like, do you have the same problem? Like, but I think most developers do. Like, you start like when you do something you really like, and you feel
Hmm.
freedom to express yourself creatively. Like, I want to try this and that.
Right.
You constantly are in the set of mind of constant help me uh, innovating. You
Yeah.
constantly innovating stuff. But that's something that's like can't handle itself. You just like
Yeah.
making mess after some. So we have those iterations, like we develop something, cut things, and like this was basically some form of crystallization of our ideas.
Yeah.
So we basically started this development from the world. You know, we spent some time creating the world, like
Hmm.
lore story like that, catch like more thousands of years.
Right.
And so when we finished that, we started making that deck builder, and we like had a lot of iterations. We have some like missed marketing stuff and development
Hmm.
stuff, but it was learning process for us also. And we
Yeah.
ended up like with this idea, like let's, because we have a really good artist, you know, he
Hmm.
making like really good art. You saw that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like it's not because it's our guy, but like he's really good. Emmanuel is like really really good. So we wanted to
Absolutely.
like, and he's like originally guy who make comic books.
Hmm.
So like it was a natural shift to try make something like that. And like we'll see, we're gonna be like we soon we have demo on Steam. We soon gonna have some beta testing, and I think end of June, like we're gonna have early access.
That's
And
awesome,
yeah,
man. Whoa.
yeah, hopefully like it will run good.
Yeah, it
So
sounds like it. I mean, it seems like you guys are on track, and the concept is beautiful.
thank
Interactive
you.
comic book, like that. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, it's hard to maintain, like so we needed to make a lot of like one problem that games sometimes do, it's like they serve too much to the people.
Right. That's
Because
true.
like for something that, and I was like having a talk with a guy from Enigma Dragons,
Hmm.
Silas, and uh like if you present if you like constrain imagination of the player, you maybe lose him.
Yeah.
Like you created a game that have like a appealing world that can
Hmm.
really like run positive emotions. This is not game that
Right.
can like you know drive you to violence. Anything
Exactly.
similar,
Yeah.
but it's connect you with imagination and emotions that are like pleasant and good and like
Hmm.
calm, and
Right.
yeah, you want to basically flourish. uh
Yeah.
yeah, but like making interactive comic book, it's not that easy. Because you either make actual interactive comic book, or you make a game that have interface of interactive comic book.
Yeah,
We
I could see
trying to
that.
make something that connects both. You know,
Yeah,
there are
that's.
many comic book games like, but comic book inspired games. You know, they're not
Hmm.
per se a comic book, interactive comic book. You know,
Right.
uh, we like we really try, like maybe we like sell us like too much, but like uh, we really try to make something like what's new. You know, not like
Yeah.
just to be new and different, but like it was idea that we really liked, and we wanted to pursue that idea. And hopefully it
Uh,
will be successful. I don't know. We are now in the position like when we are like in some unknown territory, no
mhm.
man's land, and we don't know like we know there's people like who like this game, but like we need to reach them, you know. But that's basically problem of every developer. I'm sure you have the similar problem.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of get stuck in that limbo state, and you're just like, well, I'm developing for myself, or am I developing for the players? I'm trying to be innovative, but
Mm.
it's also very difficult because there are so many games out there. It's really hard to come up with the next new thing.
I,
Chances are it's already been done. It's that's I think
yeah.
that's kind of why a lot of
Mm.
games just kind of pull inspiration from other games so much and just kind of reuse certain elements and kind of just put their own twists on it instead of reinventing the wheel completely.
Yeah.
But it
But
does kind of sound like you guys are trying to reinvent that wheel in a really cool way. I've never heard of anything like this personally.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Like that's yeah. I don't know.
and that definitely adds a challenge to it, but I think that
Mm.
also has a huge, huge reward if you guys pull it off.
Yeah, I can imagine that, and we hope for that actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we want to run this uh, to improve idea, you know, to make it more. I don't know, like we'll see, we'll see. Like hopefully for both of us, like will work, you know.
Yeah.
And in some period in next 6 months, we gonna can have like another talk and have like good experience.
That would be really cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I would definitely love to come back and
Mm.
talk a little bit more about what's happened. Hopefully I've like gotten close to launch or have launched by then. I mean, and I'd love to hear how your early access went. I mean, I think we'd have some cool things to say.
Mm. Thank you. The Shile like mentioning the Psychonauts too. Yeah, they are have like they're interactive.
Hmm.
Psychonauts are like they're a platformer basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't play the second, but like it's more like your game, much more like your game. Uh,
Yeah.
if I understood the child correctly, but yeah, Psychonauts are a really cool game, and they have this wackiness, you know, and surrealism in
Yeah.
the world. Like
Absolutely.
it's same with your world, but it's familiar world, you know. It's
Hmm.
something that like you can imagine, like especially when you keep like secret small mushroom people living and having their like own, you know.
Hmm.
It's cartoonish in like that um, warm and chill style, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's kind of
it's
got that playful aspect.
yeah, yeah. Really
Yeah,
looks
Psychonauts.
nice. Yeah, really looks nice. Yeah.
No, I really appreciate it. I mean, thank you for letting me even just kind of share a little bit of footage. That was I haven't really shown anything like that before, like a 10-minute gameplay kind of clip like that. So,
Mm.
to those who have joined the chat, um, you guys have seen some limited edition Mushi content.
So we saw like the first official gameplay of Mushi, and we also like saw first like Noah face in the beginning. So
Barely.
like two revelations, like but we have something like it's on internet, like so now it's over, like yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
yeah.
internet, yeah, so it's you can't like go back. Uh,
It's
so
all right.
also
I'm okay with my face reveal being glitched. My first face reveal.
yeah, but it have charm, you know. Yeah, we also will put the video on the YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I'll definitely let my like my people on my Discord know and on Twitter and such. We just recently went live with the Discord like last week, which has been really cool.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Hmm.
I've learned that Discord like just having a server. Do you guys have one?
Yeah. We actually do. Yeah.
It's it's a lot. It's definitely a lot to keep a server like managed.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like I really admire you. Like you working everything basically. Okay, you have guy for music, but more or less you do everything. You know. And
yeah, I'm not gonna
it's
lie.
a really
It's
big job like to do to make a game in this size, and it's like really remarkable
oh, thank you,
what you
man.
already achieved. You know. So like
I
it's
really
just a
appreciate it.
matter of exposure for you. I think. Like I believe.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
the
have
tricky
no
part.
doubts the Mushi will be the successful game.
Oh man, I I appreciate that. Yeah, it's exposure's the tough part, man. It's really just all about being kind of getting lucky on social media, I feel, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You've really got to hit those viral posts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tricky. I don't know if are you guys on TikTok?
No, we are just on like some old school regular.
I
Uh,
definitely recommend it, man. There's a lot of exposure to be on TikTok.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's a little weird. The platform is definitely different. You have to
It
kind of
is,
learn
yeah,
the trends.
yeah, yeah. I don't use it personally, like, but I am familiar with.
Yeah,
Okay,
same
so
here.
I will send us sorry the clip of the
Mhm.
Psychonauts, and they have actually oh yeah they have book interactive book. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I'm gonna not sure if I can
5.
show, but this is like almanac book. Like, you have animation over the book. Yeah, yeah. Looks cool. Looks really cool. I didn't play
Oh yeah.
Psychonauts 2. Uh, yeah, but yeah, we more try to make game played through the book. You know, that's more like our like. Also check like Old Age Com, and you can find all things about our game. They're published. You can even play demo on Steam. Like everything can be found through through Cold Age Com.
Mhm.
So go find you can play the demo. It's not complete demo, but it's how you say like showcase of the game in some sense. But it's not like nearly developed as your Noah.
I definitely want to give it a try. I actually didn't get the
Mm,
chance to, so I'm definitely gonna try out the demo, and I'm gonna link it up on my Discord too. I think some people on my Discord would be really interested
thank
in
you,
checking it out.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anything I can do to help out you guys, I'm more than happy to always just kind of help out fellow developers where I can. And not that my following's very big or anything, but definitely I can,
We don't have
do what
either
I can.
like a big following, but like we wanted to like connect with some developers to have like
Hmm.
just this expose ourselves like to the outside, you know, because I think that the big problem for developers is they stay, you know, in their bubble.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the first thing first is like the testing, you know.
Hmm.
If you make something for months and don't have like outside feedback,
Hmm.
it can get tricky because I know personal experience like we had those problems, and now we are
Yeah.
going like to some like broader public, and we'll see do people like love our idea, like is it, you know,
Hmm.
no, it's
I think.
definitely slow paced game. Like it's not interactive like Mushi. Like Mushi is 3D platformer. You know, like you constantly you'll interact with the games.
Hmm.
Did have some like slow pace, maybe even strategic element to it
There's definitely
anyway.
an audience out there for that, though. I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could definitely see it being a big thing, and I really do want to give this demo a try so I can get a just a
Please do,
really good
and
feel for the
send your
idea.
feedback. Send your feedback. Like we love
Yeah.
to hear you.
No,
Uh,
I'd love to help out with the feedback because yeah, like you said, I mean those test plays before you do that, especially since you guys went live with your test plays basically to this demo, which is huge.
mm-hmm,
Prior to that, you're basically just developing with this very closed vision of,
mm-hmm,
are the is the audience gonna like this? Is this a good thing? Well, I like it, so maybe other people will like it.
mm-hmm.
And then you throw it out there and you find out, oh wow, this is really confusing to players, or
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
not fun to some players.
Mm,
This thing you thought was boring is actually really fun to some players.
mm.
So I'd be more than happy to, yeah, give you some feedback on that because it can be really eye opening.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should we can continue like this like for hours. I feel and I think we should wrap it up. Yeah, but that's like always. I don't like we started this talk before the stream, a few
Yeah.
minutes, and you remember I said like only limit is like we run this 1 hour,
Mhm.
and I know like for a fact like we can talk like developers can talk for hours,
Yeah.
especially we like just met, so like there's always a lot of stuff we don't know personally about each other.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're gonna stay in touch, Roosterlandia, with you.
Yeah.
I'll
Absolutely.
call you now like Humble Onion.
Thank you.
You're like one man army, one man company. So like we'll keep in touch and follow each other progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Uh,
if you guys ever want to have me back on, I'd be more than happy to in, the future after we've both kind of progressed. But I
I
really
think we
appreciate you
should
letting me
have
be
a
on here, man, and I wish you guys the best of luck on your development, and I'll do what I
thank
can to
you.
help spread that word.
Mm. I hope when you release the game, you get to us and like we can maybe have another talk.
Yeah,
And to
we
see
love
like
that.
where is the or if you have like some testing or early access version, like please call us and we'll try to follow you. But like maybe we miss, so please call us like and we should do this talk definitely again. I
Absolutely,
really
man.
want to see like where your game is going
Thank you,
because
man.
I
I'll
think
definitely
it's
keep you.
promising.
I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Thank you. Okay,
And
so
I
continue.
was just gonna say, thanks to everyone in the chat too who's been sticking around. Shael and Twilight Princess. It looks like Fail joined too. He's the musician.
Oh yeah.
So thanks
Hello
to
to
everyone who.
musician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That's yeah. Well, you miss it, but like you can watch it on later on the
Hmm.
Twitch, and we'll post a YouTube video of the
Hmm.
full talk. Okay, guys. This is it for now. Thank you, Noah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please stay after I end stream.
Yeah. No, I
uh,
will.
so yeah, guys. Next Tuesday. Yeah, today is Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know dates. I don't have feel of time. I lost it. Next Tuesday we're gonna have another talk. So keep in touch and yeah, see you guys.
Bye, everyone.